Ready? Hey.
Does that mean completely no? So no chocolates at all?
Let's go.
You need to eat only vegetables or
Okay.
only meat.
Yo, once again I'm back around.
What does it take to be a competitive athlete?
Tickets now, feet all in the eye. Everybody looking down, everybody get red when you drown, huh?
Lifting weights make women bulky, look like a man. I mean, there's so much of.
Go to school to make a living. I'll teach you
You
something.
need to be strong in your head.
Okay.
You have to focus on your goal.
I don't need your endorsement. I don't need reinforcement. Giving you your last warning, cause I'm at my prime.
Hi guys, good to be back with another episode number 4. Past few months we've spoken with different athletes trying to understand what goes into their training, what goes into their nutrition, and what makes them who they are. And for episode 4 we have Tamara Fernando. Something very significant about her is that in the fitness industry in Sri Lanka, for every women's physique contest held, she has been the champ. So I think I'm seeing her for the first time in 2018, where she won the Western Province Women's Physique. Then she goes on to win the FI Physique in same year, December, and your journey kind of continues. So it's super awesome to have her here. I'm gonna ask a lot of questions about competing, nutrition, training. So to get the conversation started, Tamara, I want to ask, where does all this start from? What's your journey like, and how did you get into fitness and why?
Yeah, getting into fitness was like from my childhood because my father used to make us work out at
Okay.
home. He's a bodybuilder as well. So
All right.
we used to, as kids, we used to do push-ups and stuff at home. So
Okay.
we even stand on our heads.
Okay.
So that's where I started. But being fit, I started with karate. I'm a karate black belt holder.
Okay.
So that's what my beginning was.
Okay.
And then I kept going on with that. And then time to time I did stop. But in 2013, I started my journey as a bodybuilder.
Okay.
So that was my beginning because I was overweight and I needed to join a gym.
Okay. So obviously family has played a huge role in influencing you to become now something interesting. Just in the beginning of the conversation, you referred yourself to as a bodybuilder. Now this is a term that women are quite afraid of, which leads me to my second question. In the fitness industry, the first ever women's physique competition was held in 2018.
Yes.
At this time, women didn't want to step on stage, right? To be honest, even when I found out that there is competition held, I didn't think there'll be anyone. But for our surprise, there were a few, and you were one of them. What made you decide that you want to compete? And in a culture where it's not the most, that's the most open thing to see women competing. In other countries, of course, you find women stepping on stage. It's a career itself. But in Sri Lanka, it was the very first time, and it might have taken some guts for you to step on stage.
Yes.
Just explain the process or your mindset at that time.
At the beginning, even I was reluctant to get
Okay.
on stage because I didn't want to wear that outfit. That
Yeah.
was the main thing. But some instructors in the gym, they persuaded me saying that you work out so hard, why not you do it?
Okay.
So that was my first reason. Okay, I thought, okay, whatever it is, I'm just going to give it a try.
Right.
So the first time, it was like, I was quite nervous.
Okay.
But as soon as I got onto stage, I just forgot where I was. I
Okay.
just did what I was supposed to do. So that was like a super experience.
It was a brand new experience. Now, if we talk along these competing lines, I still think women don't want to do it, to be honest. We were speaking off camera, they are more preferred to be, coming on Instagram, but when it comes to stepping on stage, they are reluctant. What do you think? Why do you think that is, and how can they change, and how do they come to a mindset where they are okay to compete on stage?
I probably think it's because of the culture we are in, and then they are worried about what others think.
Okay.
So that's the main reason. But I guess nowadays, like everybody work out. So it's nothing to worry about.
Okay.
People who understand what is working out, they would always appreciate what is it.
Right. In the beginning, you referred to yourself as a bodybuilder. Now, that brings to a myth, probably one of the biggest myths: lifting weights make women bulky.
Yes.
And that's probably also, I think in Sri Lanka, a lot of women are very hesitant when it comes to lift heavy weights. They are okay to pick the smallest dumbbell in the gym, but when the trainer or someone tells to load the bar and start lifting heavy, they start thinking they look like a man. I mean, there's so much of misconceptions. Can you address that issue? Because you're someone who lifts very heavy. I've seen on Instagram, your profile, you like to lift heavy. How do you address this issue? What's your take on it?
Yes. First thing, like when you say a bodybuilder, the myth is like, okay, you're a bulky person. But when it's a female, it's very different because our hormones are different.
Right.
So even you have the strength, some ladies, they are so scared to lift because they think they are going to get big muscles.
Big muscles.
I even had clients who say that to me.
Okay.
But I think it's a big myth,
Okay.
and it will make you look. If you lift heavy weights, it will make you look really good.
Okay.
You will be curvy and you will have a
Stronger body.
Yes.
And helps your day-to-day functions as well.
Yes. And you will be away from a lot of illnesses like mostly osteoporosis
Okay.
and even diabetics and all. It helps a lot.
So you would advise women to get into lifting, and when I say lifting, I also want to highlight the fact that lifting heavy.
Yes.
Because as I said before, also what I mean, your take is that women should lift heavy weights and not something they're very comfortable with,
Yes.
and it's just a
You
myth.
just got to pass your comfort zone always.
Okay.
So if you are lifting something comfortable, it's just nothing. So your
Body doesn't change. Your body is very much adapted to the resistance.
Exactly. So if you want to change, you need to do something a little harder.
Okay.
So where you put an effort to lift it.
So when did you start lifting heavy weights?
I always wanted to lift, so
Okay.
lift heavy. So I always tried lifting really heavy ones.
Okay.
So it was like I was strong in my head,
Right.
so I was able to lift.
Okay.
So sometimes maybe I just can't, so I just reduce the weight. But it was like I don't know what to say.
Not an exact date, but you've been
Yes.
lifting for quite some time.
Yeah.
Now, what's
So and I feel good, like when I lift, I feel okay, I'm strong.
Okay.
So I just wanted to do it more and more and more.
Advising women on that same topic when it comes to lifting, we also need to tell ladies that technique is also important. So we also see a different side of some people trying to lift very heavy weights where they might even injure themselves or with the wrong technique. How would you advise them along those lines?
Yeah, you got to start at the beginning, but whatever said and done. So you need to know your basics. So start with lifting something really light, which you can manage, not very heavy. So you can gradually improve on that.
Okay. Now, obviously, being the women's physique champion takes just more than lifting, because you are essentially going to be the best version of yourself. You need to, on that stage, you need to look the best too. Because I think the last, though the initial competition had very few, I think the last one, we see more and more competitors coming. Yes. Competitions getting tight, but you're still holding on to that first place. And I was asking you off camera also, are you competing this year? Signs are that she is, which means she's coming for the first place. So to be your best self, we can't ignore the topic of nutrition, what you eat. You need to watch what you eat. Let's give a simple guideline on how you, like a simple framework on how you would advise people or ladies in this particular context to start eating and how to see the best version of themselves.
Yeah, now if you have to know what's the purpose.
Right.
Like just to be fit, you first of all, you need to eat clean. So
Okay.
when I say eat clean, doesn't mean that you need to eat only vegetables or
Okay.
only meat.
Right.
So what I mean, say cut off all these sauces,
Sauces. Okay. Cut off all sauces.
sugar,
Sugar.
that is another thing, and all these beverages,
Okay.
even any juice. I don't even it says fresh, but still I don't use them because
Okay.
I feel that they are not fresh. There is something going into that to keep it.
To keep it fresh.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can make your own juice.
Okay.
You can cook at your own house.
Okay.
Not eat out.
Right.
So these are things like even if you have a emergency where you need to go out and then you have to eat out, you can just order something without sauce, you can just be little
Okay.
bit careful in what
The
you
little
put in.
decisions
Yes,
you take are gonna go a long way.
of course.
Right. What's the framework? Let's go into little detail. Since you're a trainer, I think you'll be able to help us here understand. Proteins, carbs, fats are
Yes,
the three sources,
sources.
right? So how would you structure your meal? Give us a sample meal plan for someone who wants to be fit. Let's not go into the competitive side, but someone who wants to look good, be the best version. Just a framework. What would you want to eat? Would you want them to eat on a daily basis? What kind of foods? Some examples,
Yes.
things like that.
I would say carbs, okay, a little bit of carbs. So when I say carbs, I would prefer like something natural food than
Okay.
going in for breads or
Okay,
so it can be rice,
right.
yes, and some vegetables
Okay,
and some protein.
Okay.
So I would say 75% carb,
okay,
50%, 25% protein, and 25%, 20 or 30% protein and
okay.
10% of
Interesting.
fats.
So you would want them to prioritize more carbs than proteins. Is there any
Yes.
particular reason why
If you
think?
want to be
because
fit.
Just to pause, like people are scared of carbs.
Yes.
So now they hear you saying 75% of carbs. That's gonna scare them.
Yeah.
If you could just give us a background on why you say that and why you're not afraid of carbs.
Yeah, the thing is like for you to be fit, the body processes more on carbs. Like
Okay.
if you're a runner, if you're an athlete, even day-to-day work, you need to be up and running. So you need carbs with our own weather here.
Okay. Okay. And for protein, what are your go-to sources for protein?
My go-to processes are like chicken and eggs.
Chicken and eggs.
Yes.
Okay. On that same topic of nutrition, as a trainer, I think most women fall under the category of wanting to lose weight.
Yes.
Right? How did they do that? In your terms, like how would you take on a client and what's the advice you give when you want to lose weight? I'm just trying to be a little specific because most of the women fall into this category where they want to lose weight. How would you advise this?
Yes. First thing, I would want them to stop all the processed food.
Okay.
That is the main thing.
Right.
Then the sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Then that if you are losing weight, I would ask them to reduce their carbs.
Okay.
So increase the protein and the vegetables. So
Right.
I would ask them to have their carbs out of vegetables
Okay.
than eating rice or any other carb
Right. Right.
complex.
So also now touching on the same lines, you said no sugar, no beverages. So does that mean completely no? So no chocolates at all? No
now
fizzy
you-
drinks at
there
all?
are
Are we
times-
looking at a zero kind of approach or do we have a moderation approach?
Fizzy drinks, not at all.
Okay, so no
Yes.
permission for fizzy drinks
No,
at all?
yes.
Okay.
So chocolate, still I would say a dark chocolate is fine.
Okay,
That
okay.
also just a small square once
Okay.
a month is fine.
Okay, okay. Again, now on those same lines, discipline is also now what we are
Very
approaching.
important.
Right? Because I asked if you want to have a 0% policy, it comes back to discipline. How important is discipline?
Discipline is very important. If not, you can't keep going.
Okay.
You're going to fall apart.
Okay.
So there are times you'll feel like you want to break
Yeah.
or eat something that you just can't control yourself. I would say, okay, you can just have a little bit.
Okay.
So that's not going to spoil your journey where you have come already. So
Okay.
you can just have a little, but that's it. Or if you are somebody who can't control, never have it.
Never, don't
Yes.
even touch it
Don't
kind of
even
approach.
touch it, yes.
Okay, okay.
Because sometimes you tend to eat and then you think, okay, I'll have some more. I'll have a little bit more.
Right.
And it keeps continuing.
Continue. And you kind of fall off the
Fall
track
off
and
the
it's
track, yes.
very difficult to... So for someone who has fallen off the track, what's your advice?
So about my advice,
How do we get started?
Start back again where you started.
Okay.
Okay, stop everything. Okay, go back to your normal diet. That was prescribed for you.
Okay.
So that's the best.
Apart from the general guideline, to look competition ready, it takes a little bit more than just eating protein, carbs, all of that. It takes more. What does it take to be a competitive athlete, to achieve that kind of physique? What kind of discipline, what kind of commitment are we looking at?
That's a bit hard. Okay.
In simple terms, like,
Yes.
because I know it takes extreme amount of work to be someone to look that
First thing
achieve
is
that.
like you need to be strong in your head.
Okay.
You have to focus on your goal. So you can fall apart, but still the goal is there.
Okay.
So even to change your diet, even to eat what you're supposed to eat, reduce your carbs, reduce your meals, the calories. So all that is the goal. So you keep looking at yourself in the mirror, eat, okay, check on yourself, okay, have I reached somewhere?
Okay.
So that is the discipline that always makes me going.
Right.
And then my workouts.
Okay. I need to come back to one question. When we were talking, something I wanted to ask. When it comes to weight loss, so people start dieting and you step on the scale, and most likely the scale has not gone down.
Yes.
So either they give up or they change the approach. What's your advice to them? Because a lot of people, I feel like a big issue we have in Sri Lanka is we step on the scale. So we start dieting a week, and the next week we step on scale, and the weight women specifically, the weight has not gone down. They either change the approach or they give up. They think it's not working. What is your advice for that?
Yes, my advice is scale is something you don't have to worry about. It's check on your inches. If
Okay.
you have not sure, you can just check on one of the outfit that you were not able to wear. Sometimes you can wear it,
Right.
even you are the same weight.
Okay. So scale is not something you need to.
Yes.
And
because-
on the opposite side of weight loss is also women who want to gain weight. So some would say, I'm underweight and I want to, as a female, I want to gain a bit of weight. For them, what's your advice?
Yeah, my advice is eat something. Okay, go with your macros
Right.
and increase whatever you're eating, the quantities.
Okay.
So that will help them, but not go eat complex carbs
Okay, got it.
too much.
What's your, again getting back now, what's your approach to cardio? So I understand cardio is also essential part. Why I'm picking this as a question on its all is women like to do cardio. So a lot of women, their go-to source of exercise is running 5 days a week, or HIIT cardio or list cardio, whatever. I feel like they might even overdo it to an extent. What's your approach to cardio? How important is it, and how much, and how do you need to put that in your fitness routine?
Yeah, cardio is important.
Okay.
Because it helps your cardiovascular
Okay.
system. I think doing cardio thrice a week is enough.
Thrice a week is enough.
And that is
Okay.
like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. That's
Any
fine.
specific type of cardio you prefer, like HIIT cardio or even?
I prefer HIIT cardio.
Okay.
I myself do like CrossFit as well.
Okay.
So for anybody, I would say, okay, whatever they like, they
Right.
can do it.
Right.
I like running too. I
Okay.
do run.
Okay.
So I don't stay away from cardio.
Mm-hmm.
So cardio is important because it helps me like to be, even to lift, it helps me to
Right.
be fitter.
Okay. So much shared along those lines. Now, again, what we spoke also off camera is you said I asked you, what are you passionate to talk about? And you said you want to see more women competing.
Of course. This
What-
is a call out for a lot of women to
Because-
work out and come.
Okay, because it's a time in Sri Lankan fit industry where if you look 2-3 years back, there were no competitions of women at all. So women you would just go to the gym, and there's no opportunity for you to showcase your hard work, or there's no opportunity for you to have a goal and work for. But now it's there. There are so many events organized every year. How or what message would you have for women in this competing aspect? Because I think, as you said, the issue is the outfit.
Yes.
And also, as I said, it takes a lot of work and a lot of discipline. It's not something you can just do out of for fun. It's something you need to commit to. So I would say this is your opportunity to, make a call out, and any message you want to give them, whoever is watching.
Yes, I would say go to the gym, work out, follow the process, and look at yourself and enjoy what you see, and just showcase it, and just come and compete.
Okay.
Awesome. That is very important, and you are going to enjoy the journey.
That's the final message and the advice from 4-time women's physique champion. So thank you so much, Tamara, for coming. And if anyone wants to contact you, you do training as well.
Yes.
How do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, I have an Instagram page. It says TamFit Trainer.
Okay.
So they can contact me over there.
Right. So ladies, if you want any advice, any kind of training plan or dietitian, or even just to have a chat and get some advice, even in regards to competing, you all can contact her, and stay in touch with us. We will be coming up with episode 5 in the next week. Thank you.
I'm at my prime. Whoa. Have I gone too far? Do you detect something different? If you look inside my head,